Hello, boys and girls. My name is Miss Carpenter, and I am a kindergarten teacher. Handouts for this video can be found under the Student Resource tab on the Knox County Schools website. If you are watching this video on a device and having a hard time understanding it, you can do one of the following. 1. Turn on closed captions if available. 2. Adjust the playback speed to slow down the video. 3. Consider watching short clips, then pause, listen, and watch again. 4. Ask someone in your home to watch the video with you. Stop the video and talk to someone near you about what you heard and understood. Today we will practice the Digraph CK, decode words with the Digraph CK, review letters, sounds, and sight words, read, listen, talk, and write about our text. We'll start by looking at the Digraph CK. When the letters CK are together, they stand for one sound, K. You see this Digraph CK at the end of a word or syllable that has a short vowel sound and ends with the sound K. Say CK, lock, K. CK, lock, K. The word lock ends with the sound K. We would see CK at the end of the word lock because lock has the short O sound and it ends with the sound K. We've practiced letters and sounds and keywords together in care during our care time. Let's look at these letters, keywords, and sounds together. Say CK, lock, K. CK, lock, K. Let's do the rest of them together. CH, chair, ch. T, tomato, t. SH, shark, sh. TH, thermometer, I, insect, it. Let's do the letter, keyword, and sound one more time all together a little quicker. Ready? Go. CK, lock, K. CH, chair, ch. T, tomato, t. SH, shark, sh. TH, thermometer, th. I, insect, it. Great job. Now that we've practiced our Digraph, CK, lock, K, and our letters and sounds, let's practice sounding out or decoding some words together. Look at this first word. What's the vowel? U. What's the sound? Do you notice anything else in this word? I noticed the Digraph CK. We know when C and K are together, they stand for the sound K. Let's sound out this word together. D, k. D, k. Duck. What's the word? Duck. I notice the CK in this word comes at the end of the word duck. That's because this word has a short vowel sound and ends with the sound K. So that's why we need the Digraph CK at the end of this word. A duck is an animal. That's a noun. A duck can also be, or the word duck can also be a verb. A verb is something you can do. So you can duck. If someone throws a ball near you, you might bend down so it won't hit you. You would duck. Look at this word. What's the vowel? U. What's the sound? Do you notice the Digraph? CK makes the sound K. Let's sound out this word together. K. K. Luck. What's the word? Luck. I remember when we were talking about a lucky adventure, and we said if you found a four-leaf clover, that would be lucky. So you might have good luck if you found a four-leaf clover. Look at this word. What's the vowel? I. What's the sound? I. Do you notice the digraph? CK. It stands for the sound K. Let's sound out this word together. Ready? Read. Ul, ik, ul, ik, lick. Do you see the little boy? He can lick his sucker. Next, let's look at these words we practiced last week in Activity 3. These are sight words we're learning in CARE. Say come. Spell come. C-O-M-E, come. I can use the word come in a sentence. Please come to our classroom. Come. Here's the other word we learned last week, where. Say where. Spell where. W-H-E-R-E, where. I can use the word where in a sentence. This is where we learn to read. Great practice. We have learned many words during our care time at school, and now we will practice our sight word speed drill together. Let's start with the word where and read left to right all the way to the end. Ready? Read. Where, little, the, come. The, where, come, little. Come, where, little, the. Very good. Let's practice that one more time, but this time a little faster. Ready? Read. Where, little, the, come. The, where, come, little. Come, where, little, the. Great work. We've practiced the digraph CK, lock, K, our letters, sounds, and our sight words. Now let's practice looking at some of those things here in these sentences. I notice there are two sentences because I see an uppercase letter here, and an ending mark, a period, and another ending mark, a question mark. I want us to practice reading together. You read this first sentence by yourself, and I'll wait. Then we'll read it together. Ready? Go. Okay, let's practice it together. Start with this word. Ready? Read. The little duck can come up the hill. Let's read that one more time. Ready? Read. The little duck can come up the hill. Who are we talking about? That's right, a duck, the little duck. What can the little duck do? That's right, it can come up the hill. Read the next sentence by yourself, and then we'll read it together. All right, let's read it together. Start on this word. Go. Where can it run? Run. Read it all together. Read this last sentence together one more time. Ready? Where can it run? What is the word it referring to? The duck. That's right. Where can the duck run? Where can it run? Do we know where the duck can run? No, these sentences do not tell us where the duck can run, but we can guess. I bet he can run to a pond. Let's read the whole thing together. Start up here with the word the. Ready? Read. The little duck can come up the hill. Where can it run? Great reading. Boys and girls, we have learned so much so far. Kiss your brains for thinking so hard today for you and helping you learn. Today, we've talked about the digraph CK, lock, k, and the sight words come and where. Now it's time to move on to reading. Last week, we read half of this story called Trucks Roll. And we asked the question, what kinds of transportation help people do their jobs? So to help us answer that question, we read the first half of the story, and we learned many different things. We learned that trucks help people do their jobs by hauling different things. We learned that trucks haul food, like these apples that were going to be turned into apple juice. We learned trucks hauled these chocolate chip cookies, and the dispatcher calls the truck driver to tell it when to go and where to go. These cookies we decided were make-believe. They were mostly signs that were going to be delivered. We also learned that trucks haul puzzles, toys like trucks and spaceships, and sometimes they use this truck called a forklift to help them lift things up onto the truck so the truck can haul it to where it needs to go. And finally, in our first part of our story last week, we learned about how trucks travel long distances and through many different types of weather to haul goods to where they need to go. We'll look back at our concept map at the end of this lesson that we created last week together to help us meet our learning target for today. So last week we listened to the first part of the story, Trucks Roll. And you were given a task to write about what trucks haul and why trucks are important to our lives and our communities. So I wrote my task here. I wrote about what trucks haul and why I think that the things they haul are important. I used my 5-star writing rubric. I used illustrations that I remembered from the text. And I remembered details from the text to help me with my writing and my illustration. I wrote 2 sentences to help me answer the writing task from last week. The first sentence I wrote said, trucks haul food. That was my first sentence, and I drew a picture of the apples. That was the type of food trucks hauled. But I also needed to tell why that's important. So my second sentence says, they are important because they bring us things we need. Boys and girls, I used the word they 2 times in this sentence, one right here and one right here. When I use the words they, I'm referring to the trucks because remember we were supposed to talk about why trucks are important to our lives and communities. So they is referring to the trucks. So trucks are important because trucks bring us things we need. So instead of writing the word trucks many times in my writing task, I changed the word to they in my second sentence. So the whole thing says trucks haul food. They are important because they bring us things we need. I used the 5-star writing rubric. I started both of my sentences with a capital letter. I used punctuation here and here at the end of both my sentences. I used spaces between my words. I used my neat handwriting. And I read the sentences to make sure they made sense. In my picture, I included details from the text as well. My sentence says trucks haul food, so remember I drew the apples because that was one type of food they carried. I drew my trailer. I labeled trailer here because the trucks have a trailer where they haul things in or on. And then I wrote the word cab because the front part of the truck is where the driver drives the truck in the cab. I also remember that trucks drive through all types of weather, so I made my picture with sunny weather. Today, when we get to our writing task for the end of this lesson, I want you to remember Miss Carpenter's writing I did here and my 5-star writing rubric so that you can do your best writing on your writing task today. Our question from the activities 3 and 4 is what kinds of transportation help people do their jobs? We read the first part of the story in activity 3, and today we'll finish reading the story. Our goal today, or our learning target, will be to listen, talk, and write about trucks, what they carry, and how they help our community. Before we begin reading, let's look at some vocabulary that you might hear in this story today that you might not know. The first word is trucker. Say trucker. The trucker is the person who drives the truck. This man is a truck driver. We would call him a trucker. Say headlights. Headlights are the lights on the front of a vehicle. You can use them at nighttime to help you see or through different types of weather. Say steering wheel. A steering wheel is the wheel you turn to steer a vehicle. Now we're ready to finish reading the second part of our story. Trucks roll. Remember, today's learning target is to listen, talk, and write about trucks, what they carry, and how they help our community. Steering wheel, radio, horns deep beep, TV in the bunk where the tired truckers sleep. Trucks stop. Boys and girls, I remember in activity 3, this story, most of the pages in this story ended with the phrase, trucks roll. This time it says trucks stop. Why would it say trucks stop? Oh, it says here, where the tired truckers sleep. Remember, this is the trucker, the person who drives the truck. Do truckers need to stop? Yes. Remember, we learned that truckers drive long distances and through all types of weather. So sometimes the trucker needs to stop to sleep. Where does he sleep? The text says, in the bunk. TV in the bunk where the tired truckers sleep. So that means they sleep in the bunk. A bunk would be behind the truck driver's seat here or sometimes on top of his seat. It's called the bunk. It's where he sleeps. What might be in a bunk? Yeah, that's right. The story said a TV might be in the bunk, so he could watch TV. When he gets sleepy, he stops to sleep and maybe watch TV. Maybe a bed would be in the bunk, right? Or his suitcase where he keeps some extra clothes for his long trips. Stop for traffic lights. Stop for tolls. Stop for pork chops and cinnamon rolls. The text says trucks stop for tolls. Trucks stop at traffic lights and stop signs, but they also have to stop to pay at a toll booth. Tolls are money charged for using a road. Why else might a truck stop? That's right, truck drivers need to take breaks for food, so they stop to get something to eat, like pork chops and cinnamon rolls. I notice it's dark outside in this picture. We learned that trucks are driven all over the place and through all types of weather. Trucks are also driven during the day and night. I see the rabbit in the trailer. I remember trucks haul animals from our first part of our story last week. Stop for way stations, stop for gas, stop for the night to let the sleepiness pass. Where is the truck in this picture? It's at a gas station to get more fuel. What time of day is it? It's the nighttime. The truck says trucks stop to let sleepiness pass. What does that mean? That's right, if a truck driver has been driving for a long time, they must stop to sleep. We remember the driver sleeps in the bunk in his truck. Stars above like headlight beams. Truckers travel rolling dreams. How are the truck's headlights and stars alike? That's right, they both shine and light up the night. The text says truckers travel rolling dreams, which means some trucks drive through the night while we're at home dreaming. Then, key in the slot, coffee in the cup, truckers at the wheel when the sun comes up. What time of day is it now? That's right, I see the sun coming up, so it must be morning. What is the truck driver doing? The text says the key in the slot. That means he has started the engine and now it's time to drive again. How do you think the truck driver feels in the morning? I bet he feels well rested after sleeping and after drinking his coffee. Trucks roll. So now the driver's ready to go again because the text says that the trucks roll. So now they're not stopped anymore. Now they're ready to get going, to make their deliveries, to haul their different items to where they need to be. We learned about many different trucks. Were these trucks going a short way or traveling a long way? That's right, they were probably traveling a long way because we remember they had to stop for food and to sleep. Remember our question for activities 3 and 4 is what kinds of transportation help people do their jobs? We learned in activity 3 that trucks help people do their jobs because they haul many different things. Can you remember those categories we sorted our items into last time on our concept map? I remember trucks haul animals, trucks haul toys, and trucks haul food. Let's see if you can remember some of these items from last week that the trucks were hauling. What type of animals did the trucks haul? Rabbits and labs. What type of toys do you remember? We added dolls to our concept map and puzzles last week, but we said that there were other toys you might have remembered too from the story. What type of food do you remember? Apples that were going to be turned into apple juice and ice cream. Great remembering. Now that we have reviewed what trucks haul, let's talk about our learning target for today. Remember today we were going to listen, talk, and write about trucks, what they carry, and how they help our community. I want you to think about which items the trucks hauled in our story. We're going to write our opinion about which item we think is the most important. Remember, an opinion is what you think or how you feel about something. When you state your opinion, you might start your sentence with, "My opinion is," or "I think." Today, for your task, I want you to choose an item that you think is the most important item that trucks haul from our text. Then, tell why you think it's the most important item. I am going to choose labs. So let's go back and look at our concept map. I'm going to choose labs. You choose one of these items to tell your opinion about which one you think is the most important item. So I'm going to choose labs. So when I begin my sentence, I will start my sentence with, "I think labs are the most important thing that trucks carry." So that's my opinion. So I told you my opinion. Then I need to tell you why I think that's the most important thing. I'm going to write, labs are important because they are pets for many families. As you do your writing and illustrations for this writing task, remember to use that 5-star writing rubric. and to use details from the text. So your task is to think about which items the trucks hauled and answer the question, which item do you think is the most important and why? That's your opinion. Tell me your opinion. So you can write 1 or 2 sentences to answer this question. Use the 5-star rubric, writing rubric, and label your picture. If you finish that writing task, you can move on to the extended task. Pretend you are a truck driver. Draw and label a picture of your truck that you drive. Write about what you would haul in your truck. Again, using that 5-star writing rubric, writing 1 or 2 sentences, and labeling your picture. So let's review what we've done today. Today we've talked about the digraph CK, lock, k. We talked about the words come and where. We read the second part of our story, Truck's Role, to help us develop our understanding of what kinds of transportation help people do their jobs. I have enjoyed learning with you today. I hope you have a great day.